PMAC movies here in the movie room. This is going to be a little bit different. Just going to do something a little bit different. I got a little time. I got a few movies that I haven't shown off. I got some, some movies to talk about around here maybe that I watched. And just to kind of enjoy the collection a little bit because, we go through these haul videos and it's just boom, 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 boom. And you don't really talk about the movies and the releases too much. At least I don't necessarily. A lot of it's just trying to find the time to get through stuff. So I got a little bit of time here. So I'm just going to kind of wing it, baby. As far as stuff that I got since the last video, I did get this Broken Oath from Target. Now, this is one of the most damaged items I've ever gotten. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it just got totally destroyed. So Target uses Alliance Entertainment, and they use like that cardboard where it's right up against the, it's like fitted right up against the item. And yeah, it got totally cracked. I mean, you can see the artwork is all folded there. The booklet even got it, so you can see like the inside. I mean, it got some weight put on it, and it got really quite damaged. So that's pretty. And I don't have like a lot of these type of cases really either. So I'm trying to figure out how to replace this. If you got any of these thicker European cases or UK cases, whatever they are, I'd really appreciate it. Nobody's going to send PMAC anything. But yeah, the slipcover got it pretty good. And like the back, it's like it just got smoked. It got smoked. So they did refund me for this. They couldn't send me a replacement because they were all out of them. They sold out. So a couple other things. I did get some Big Lots actually too. Where did I put the other one? So I got the 6 cents here. Now, there's no way I'm paying like over $30 for these. So I got the 6 cents there, and I have signs. I just kind of reorganized over here a little bit yesterday. But we do have signs. No way. I mean, these are not very good releases, in my opinion. First of all, the artwork looks creepy. It's like AI-generated artwork. Joaquin Phoenix looks pretty strange. The artwork is not good. As far as the picture and stuff, I haven't had a chance. I was watching The Sixth Sense, actually, and it looked fine. But people are saying it's pretty good. But I don't think there's any, like, new special features or anything. And, like, the Blu-ray in here is just the regular Blu-ray you would have gotten years and years ago. So I got these in the buy two get one, so they ended up after tax like $23, which was pretty decent for them. Another thing is not everybody who pre-ordered this is getting slipcovers, so the slipcovers on these seem to be very limited, which seems to be more of a Sony thing, which Sony's like putting out the Disney movies or whatever now, however that's going. So the slipcovers, might end up being worth basically gold to people who collect slipcovers, which I'm glad I got the slipcovers, but would I sell them for the right price? Absolutely. I got a couple things from Big Lots. I got this IFC Midnight one, Kindred. Obviously I would rather have the Blu-ray, but I drove out there, so I decided to grab that one. I was actually working somewhat close, but not super close. It was still a drive. And then Redeemer, which this was $7. I did have a 20% off, which brought it down to like $5.50, but Big Lots selling individual movies for $7. I mean, I wanted it, so I bought it, and like I said, I did drive about, it was about 40 minutes round trip from where I was, so it wasn't like I was right there. This camera should be angled down a little bit more, but what can you do? What can you do? So those, what else we got here? A couple other odds and ends. I don't know if I ever showed off this Wayne's World 4K. This went down to $10 on Amazon like months ago. I may have very well showed that. There's a couple movies that I did not have slipcovers for. Let's see if I can find them. So I got Backtrack from Kino. It was pictured with the slipcover. They did not have it. I reach out to these companies. I see what they can do, and lo and behold, they sent over a slipcover from their New York City offices. Now, the way they sent it was pretty dumb. They had it in like a bubble mailer with no protection. It definitely got some dents in it, but it's better than no slipcover at all. So my Backtrack is no longer naked. Similar situation with Funeral Home. I got this without a slip, and you could see in my Scratch Factory, Scream Factory haul video, I was not happy about it. I was perplexed. This had just came out like earlier this year, and it doesn't seem like something that would be a big seller. It's not like a real popular movie. And I figured they probably wouldn't help me with it. But again, the squeaky wheel gets the slipcover. So we got Funeral Home in a slip. You put it out there. People are like afraid of rejection, I feel like. If I have an issue, I will send these companies an email and explain it and be courteous and not act like a child and try to be respectful and say, have a nice day and hope you're doing well. And, you be nice. And if they say no, they say no. What can you do? You know. But other things, I don't know if I had this before. I did get the Oceans trilogy with a slipcover, which is a pretty nice upgrade as far as this, because the Blu-rays were early Blu-rays and they were not very good quality. So getting the 4K of this, I think is, pretty good. You got things like Mission Impossible and Oceans and things like that where they had a crappy early Blu-ray. Or something like Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. The upgrades to 4K are going to be a lot greater than movies that already had very solid Blu-rays. So I did hear that the final one in this set, the Ocean's 13, is not very good on 4K. The first two are pretty good, but for what I paid, it was definitely worth it. So I'm just kind of looking around. Another kind of cool thing that I got that I showed, but I'm just kind of taking time to take a look at these things. A movie that I really like, Escape from Alcatraz. And I was really excited to be able to get the slipcover for this because I did not think there would be slipcovers out there. Now, both of these discs actually had scratches. I put in for another one, a replacement. That one had even worse scratches and no slipcover. And the case was broken in like the corners. But with what they refunded me and stuff, this was still a great beer me. And I put together a couple discs that they're scratched, but they're lightly scratched. It shouldn't affect anything. And to be able to get the slipcover and everything, this ended up being free, let's say, with what they gave me back. What I paid for it originally was like $13.33. And with what they gave me back, it was free. So glad to be able to get that one. A few movies. I'm just kind of looking at my piles and stuff over here. A few movies I'd like to talk about that I did watch recently. Spider Labyrinth is one that I had never heard of. This is one that Severin put out. This is actually a really good Italian movie. It's actually, I believe it was all in English. So you don't have to be reading subtitles. And it's actually interesting. The main actor in this was like a model and he died very young. So I kind of looked into that a little bit. That's always interesting seeing these actors where it's like, I've never seen this actor in anything before. But the movie's actually really good. You take a look at Italian movies and you take a look at the famous Dario Argento. And I feel like this movie is right up there or better than some Dario Argento movies. It's not a giallo, so I'll say that. but just movies in general, I feel like this is like an upper tier Italian horror movie. So I definitely recommend that. And it was very affordable from Hamilton Book. It was only like 18 bucks for the 4K there. So that's definitely one that I was happy about purchasing. Another movie that I got recently that I did get for an unbelievable deal. This one is one that I really was hoping to get mint, but you can see it's got the bend down the middle. It's still, I mean, it's got the slippy. It's a great movie, though. It's No Way Out. I do have the Scratch Factory version, which I need to unload. But this is a really, really solid movie. So that's why I ended up going ahead and getting the 4K when I was able to get it for very affordable. This one, I think, was like 11 something. So that was definitely a beer me for the 4K Blu-ray combo pack, and an absolutely phenomenal Kevin Costner movie. One of my favorite Kevin Costner movies. I mean, Dances with Wolves is number one, but this is probably I suspect this might be right after it. I mean, I'd have to go through his catalog, but I think this is right up there. It's from 1987, 114 minutes. You do have the slipcover, even though mine got creased on the spine. That's what you expect from Amazon. But this is a really great movie, so highly recommended. Let's see, what's some other stuff that old PMax snagged up here lately? I did watch a few other movies, so go over some watched ones. We had Turbulence from Kino Lorber. I think it was fine for $10 with slipcover. Definitely did not need the 4K of this. Although I think during the Amazon sale, the 4K was not much more than the Blu-ray. Although you are going to get a damaged slipcover from Amazon. It was a thriller. It wasn't really fleshed out a whole lot. I thought it was pretty mediocre. Nothing great. I do like Ray Liotta. He does good in his roles. And then I also got Twisted, which, again, is not a good movie, but I actually enjoyed this more than Turbulence. So if I had to choose one of these, I would go with Twisted. I'm generally an Andy Garcia fan. Didn't care for him much in this. A lot of the characters in this are not very likable. The performance and character that I found the most interesting was actually Samuel L. Jackson. Ashley Judd's character didn't care for. Andy Garcia didn't care for. So, I wouldn't call this a good movie by any means, but it's an entertaining movie. And I had kind of a fun time with it. Kind of, kick back, relax, and just enjoy this kind of silly thriller thing. Don't take it too seriously. So there is Twisted. Recommended. I wouldn't pay more than $10 for it. And you probably want to get it soon if you want the slipcover. So, just some info on that. Some other things. I recently got the Blue Beetle 4K. However, there was the 4K. So what Warner Brothers is doing is, I think they're not making as many slipcovers also. And nowadays it's hard to even get these in person. So I got like a damaged, beat up 4K. I put it in a combo case with my Blu-ray stuff. So I now have a 4K Blu-ray combo pack. Now I know a lot of movie collectors just would not be able to handle this unless it was like the 4K case and slip. I did not get a 4K slip. I got the Blu-ray slip. And I don't have 4K replacement cases are way more than I want to spend. I'll get the Blu-ray ones. So I have that in a Blu-ray case, which is totally fine for me. And I did enjoy this movie. This is a popcorn movie. This is a fun movie. I think people go into these movies with strange expectations, and then it's like, that movie was shit. Well, what did you expect? I mean, it's a Blue Beetle movie. You kind of look at it, and it's kind of like, it's almost kind of for maybe towards like teenagers or something like that. So you got to kind of go into it not having these expectations that are like, this is going to be an Oscar-worthy movie. Of course not. It's going to be silly, fun DC stuff. What else do we got around here? I don't know if I showed this one. This is a movie that I watched the DVD of it. The DVD isn't great. The Blu-ray went down to $10. I did go ahead and grab Stigmata. This is a pretty highly regarded horror movie from, I don't know, was this the 90s or the early 2000s? I'm not even... Late 90s. So, you know, late 90s, so many good movies, so much good stuff. Gabriel Byrne, Patricia Arquette in this. And like I said, pretty highly regarded. It had like a UK Blu-ray for a long time, which I think I almost bought. And when the US one went down to 10, I don't need like the media book. I just got the regular version. I'm not going to pay nearly double the price or 75% more for the media book. It's not something that I need. I'm not that big of a fan of the movie. I'm actually not sure if I ever showed this one off. This is an A24 film that I got from Goodwill, and it is Room here, starring Brie Larson. I really don't know much about this movie. A kidnapped mother and son make a daring escape and experience a dramatic homecoming. From 2015, this was $3.99 at Goodwill. Not something that I would normally see at Goodwill, so I did go ahead and get it. It didn't have the digital code, but that's fine. What else do we got here? These buy two, get ones, you just get so much. At least PMAC gets so much stuff. I did watch Seance, which I mildly enjoyed. I thought this was a fun movie. Again, it was what I expected. I tend to like school movies. This was like at a girls' school, and it was kind of fun. It was kind of you know, if they put this movie out in the 80s, Vinegar Syndrome would have released it and people would be eating it up. But it's like it flies under the radar when it's a recent release. It wasn't a great movie, but I think I gave it 3 Slippies out of 5. It was a fun one for $5 a beer. I did see it at Big Lots also. I would have been able to get it for close to $3 because it was 4 minus 20%. But what can you do? $1 in the overall scheme of things. A few bucks ain't gonna mean anything. Sometimes we have to have a little perspective. So I got just a bunch of other stuff on the floor that I could talk about. I think I talked about this when I hauled at this Star Trek set. This is just an unbelievable value with where this is priced at. You get 4 of the 4 original Star Trek movies. You get the Blu-rays, the 4Ks, and a digital code, a 4K digital code for each movie. And you can get this now for under $30. That's a beer me. That is an absolute beer me. And thus why I have it. I had the 3rd time I've bought these freaking Hellraiser movies. I guess only the 2nd time for the 4th one. And for some reason my copy got like all scratched up and shit. They put that thin plastic. But I did get the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment. I have the Region B Blu-ray of this exact set, which I need to sell. If anybody's interested in the Region B Blu-ray, I will sell it for quite affordably. But I did end up getting the 4K of this. And then I also have that box that is out of print that I also... I need to sell it. I don't need to keep several copies of the movie. So we got some other buy two get ones. I guess that isn't buy two get ones. There's just stuff all over the floor. Some other decent deals that I got recently that I just flew through. Team America World Police. I don't know that my Blu-ray has like the unrated version of this. I don't think it does actually. And this is a really fun movie. Team America World Police. I think I'm hitting something here behind me. We don't want to wreck that, even though that's going back to the store. Team America World Police. And we got some other Paramount ones. We got like Anchorman, which, did I really need this on 4K? Great movie though. I saw that in the theater. Gunfight at OK Corral. This was just a phenomenal deal. As was Red Dragon, which I remember really liking Red Dragon. Low battery. I remember really liking Red Dragon when I originally watched it on DVD. I do have the Blu-ray, and now I have the 4K. Just buying movies over and over again. I said I wouldn't do that. I said Blu-ray was going to be it. But now look at me. Couldn't stick to it. Let's take a look. We got a big stack here. This Boogan's movie, I really had minimal interest in it, but it was just so cheap that, and it was a part of that. So if you found two you wanted, you had to find a third. But it does, look like a kind of an interesting 80s movie. And then I also got Daisy Miller. This was like $6, $5 or $6, just ridiculous. And Sybil Shepherd was quite appealing when she was younger. Let's see, what else? To Live and Die in LA, another one. I had no interest in getting the 4K, but this was buy two, get one. Plus, it was on sale for $20. Plus, there was a $5 coupon. This ended up being like $8. Yeah, it was $8 and change for the 4K of this, and it's a good movie. We got Face Off here, so this I think ended up being $13.33. Very good deal. I mean, I have the original Blu-ray, which is like bordering on DVD quality, so to be able to get the 4K for that price, yeah, we do that. I did get the color purple 4K. Never had this on Blu-ray, only DVD. It's just got some. What the heck is that? One of Charmy's hairs there. We got Infinity Pool here. I don't know about this movie. It looks kind of gross. And then, I had a couple of the Scratch Factories. These were $9 during the sale, so I figured, a little popcorn entertainment there, some fun thriller stuff. We grabbed those. Sometimes when you want something light, you go for something like that. Like, I could watch something like that today, maybe this afternoon, maybe something a little bit light like that. So, it's getting to the point where I gotta like stack stuff up properly again. These shelves are just getting into desperation mode where PMAC is getting pushed to sell things, and because the space, it's not anything financial. I'm not in credit card debt or anything. I can't imagine being in credit card debt due to movie collecting addiction, although it obviously happens. You shouldn't buy stuff if you don't have the money for it. But I do have a lot of stuff, and the space is the issue. Although I have a decent amount of space too, but it's getting quite cluttered. So, and it would be nice to make a little bit of money back from some of this stuff, or like get my money back, or at least a portion of it. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and when you don't really, like, if I needed the money, I would definitely do it. It's more of I need the space, but I don't totally need the space yet, so it's just kind of building up again. But at least I have a lot of shelf space, and I also could buy some, like, spinning racks for the middle of the room, which is something I've considered, but I just haven't done it yet. I think I could fit at least a couple like spinning racks that hold couple hundred to a few hundred Blu-rays. But really, when these shelves were built, there's like, I don't think I need more movies than these shelves can handle. Like, I need to get rid of stuff if I can't fit all my movies on this shelves. And I still think that to a certain degree. It's just, you like, it's a stress reliever in my opinion, but it's not like anything like a long-term stress reliever as far as collecting movies. It's really a kind of a short, and then there's a lot of times when I don't even feel like watching movies. Like, I just, I feel like doing other things. So kind of interesting, but I do have some stuff I got to get to. Got to take Layla for a walk, got to do some laundry. So, just wanted to talk a little bit here, show off a few new things, but then kind of appreciate some of the other things that I've gotten and talk about some of the movies I've watched recently. So doing a few things at once here. Let me know your thoughts, and we will see you next time on PMAC Movies, baby.